Let me begin by thanking to all heads of state and government who have taken their leadership to raise the awareness of importance of education, despite their very busy state affairs. And I'm very much grateful to all of you and to your leadership. I'm also very much grateful to Champions for Education First.
You know, I was born in the slums of Sierra Leone, and a childhood was stolen from me by the horrors of a brutal civil war. My schools were burned down. I had to run for my life many times. Every day itself was a gift. And my teachers ran away from the country, and I became a refugee. But somehow, because of the power of education, and I have to say, some lucky breaks I had in my life, I was actually able to make it. Had incredible support from my family. Both of my parents, by the way, are teachers. And today, just last year, I had the privilege of being the first person in my family, in my extended family, of earning a master's degree. I have a job which I use to try to work to empower other young people. And I also have a voice which I use to speak up on behalf of young people around the world.
Thank you for inviting South Africa to participate in this crucial initiative on global education. This initiative is a demonstration of the high political will and commitment by you, Mr. Secretary General, to support the implementation of the internationally agreed goals and commitments with regard to education. The developmental aspects of education was aptly articulated by the founding father of our new nation, President Nelson Mandela, when he said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is a great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of a farm worker can become the president of a great nation," unquote. Therefore, education remains the most important investment that any state, especially in Africa and the developing world, can ever make. The South African government has made education one of its 5 priority importance, and making education as an apex of these primary priorities. This commitment to education as a driver of development has led the government to commit the largest part of its annual budget to basic and higher education. This resonates with the Education First initiative. We are optimistic that Africa and other developing countries will benefit from programs and projects that will flow from this initiative. This initiative is timely. The world faces the stark reality of a situation where approximately 72 million children worldwide still do not attend school, with almost half of these living in Africa. Equally tragic is the more than 700 million adults across the world do not have basic literacy skills. As a result, they are subjected to extreme poverty as well as social and economic marginalization. They are unable to realize their hopes and inspirations for a better life. Lack of education virtually means that they have to face the challenges of life with both hands tied behind their backs. It is therefore important that we as leaders and representatives of the international community commit to this important new initiative. Millennium Development Goal 2 commits us all to achieve universal primary education by 2015. Universal access to quality education is essential for the creation of democratic and inclusive societies. It is this reality which prompted South Africa to convene an education summit in July 2010 on the sidelines of our hosting of the FIFA Soccer World Cup. The objective of the summit was to build on the momentum achieved through the Global One Goal campaign, which you also supported and championed, Mr. Secretary General. Through this summit, we reaffirmed commitments to provide quality basic education for all by 2015. The initiative gathered millions of signatures and high-level support from global leaders. Distinguished participants, education for children and the youth is a collective responsibility of all member states of the United Nations. The Secretary General's initiative enables us to recommit ourselves to working in partnership to ensure that the dream of education for countless millions of people across the world becomes a reality. We therefore owe it to future generations to make a success of this initiative and to provide the youth with education, which is a powerful instrument for global peace and the development of mankind. I thank you.